In many ways, that homophobia implied that in order to protect the country from everything, quote-unquote, corrupted, one had to be ever more nationalistic. And to become more nationalistic, it was necessary to revive some of the country's best and worst traditions, including homophobia. The other paragraph I have here is something that I think is important. We all know that Cuban homophobia has a very long and complicated history. And I would like to challenge the repeated idea that homophobia in Cuba simply came from the Spaniards and the Catholic Church during the colonial times. I contend that Cuban nationalists, since the latter part of the 19th century, were among the most homophobic people in the entire Cuban society. And their homophobia was not only due to the fact that they share those prejudices with the society at large, but it was part and parcel of the nationalist discourse. This contention is the opposite of what we have heard so many times from so many people, including Mariela Castro and those who oppose her. They repeat the same story that comes from the Spaniards. In their history, quote-unquote, of Cuban homophobia, they tend to simplify and distort how that homophobia developed and how the progress toward LGBT rights in Cuba have developed. The third paragraph says, I honestly believe that the activities of Mariela Castro and the CNSX have been positive regarding the rights of LGBT people in Cuba. The difference between the situation today and just a few years ago is considerable. But there is still a refusal from the Cuban government to give full rights not only to LGBT people, but also and especially to the LGBT social organizations in Cuba. There is enough information to know that there are numerous violations and abuses against LGBT people, as we have heard from Ignacio, in Havana and even more outside Havana in other provinces.